Welcome back to Deprive Yourself. Welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of Deprive Yourself. Ooh, Dustin's not here, and it's strange being alone, but that's okay because God wants us to be happy in our singleness. Oh boy, am I happy. Each week, we are depriving ourselves of something to let that thing go in order to give it to God. We're doing that through these capsule machines right here. This guy is the capsule machine. This one is the time machine. Each of them is going to determine a random outcome of what that thing's going to be and how long it's going to be for. Last week, we gave up arguing, and I'm learning to pronounce the G in that because apparently the G is not silent, and arguing.
What? My life is a lie.
Have you been seriously saying "are you" your entire life?
I thought it was silent.
But I did successfully pass. I didn't argue with anybody. And something we didn't clarify last week is what arguing is, or rather what we meant by it, or what I meant by it. Because as it turned out, argue has a couple of different definitions, and the one that we were referring to at the time, or the one I was referring to at the time when I said it, was having heated discussions with people, with malice, because often we don't use the word argue and it means to set up a proper argument in debate settings. It's more of using it in the sense of hey, let's not fight with one another verbally. So we just wanted to make sure that everyone was speaking with love and intentionally in that regard with each other. If you did pass, congratulations. Something else we didn't do last week was a badge segment because we got so caught up with the word argue. So for those of us who did pass, badge time! And for the badge segment for last week, we should probably include that again as well. And of course, we don't have Dustin's amazing clap, so I will just have to hope that mine works. I think that actually worked. So congratulations if you passed last week or the prior weeks. We're going to go ahead and move on to this week's challenge. For the challenge this week, I'll be doing both the challenge and time capsules. I thought I just heard Dustin. Okay, that was sad. All right, so I heard a sound outside the door and I had a false hope for a moment. It was Dustin because I thought maybe he was going to prank the show. And I was caught on camera doing that during the challenge, so there's no way I'm going to be able to cut that out, so I might as well just be transparent. So, yeah, apologies for that. I thought I heard him coming in. But we're going to find out what this week's challenge is, and this week's challenge is video games. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I think Dustin had a pick where it was video games. So we've already done video games before, but now we have an official capsule for it. Video games, folks. And that does include mobile gaming. And this would be beneficial for me because, well, I play video games. I haven't been recently, but for those of you who have, none. I'm holding this weird. None for this week. And for how long? We're going to find out. I think we had our first 5-day challenge last week. I think that might have been our first 5. I don't remember. But we're going to find out what it is for this week. Hopefully it's a 7. Because the more days, the merrier. 5 again. 5 days. No video games. Can you do it? I believe in you. God believes in you. You don't want to use video games as a means to escape from your reality. Sometimes it's nice to take a break. Sometimes it's able to, it's good to be able to pull back and relax. God obviously wants us to rest as well. But find another way to do it. Go outside. Read a book. I didn't read books for years because I was so obsessed with video games, but I've picked up reading in the past couple of years, and it's been phenomenal. If you don't play video games and you have something else that you default to, maybe it's watching videos or anything else, see if you can take that out instead, because we always want to find something intentional to do each week whenever we are depriving ourselves. So 5 days, no video games. We have a verse, of course. We have to have a verse every week that applies to the channel in some way in order to grow closer to God. And this week I wanted to focus on patience. Ecclesiastes actually has a really good verse on it that I hadn't really caught before until now. And well, that's why it's the living word. We find new ways to make the Bible applicable to us in the circumstances that we live in. So going into Ecclesiastes 7:8, it reads as follows. The end of a matter is better than its beginning. Patience of spirit is better than arrogance of spirit. I have a terrible habit of starting 30 projects and having a bunch of ideas and doing things, and then I almost never finish any of them. I can proudly say that this channel has been the first thing that any large project that I've started, thanks to Dustin for helping as well, and have actually gone through. And even starting the new season, it was really exciting because for once I felt like I was actually doing something and achieving it. And that sense of achievement is absolutely wonderful because I really feel like I'm doing what God's calling me to do. If he's going to call me to do this for 10 seasons or maybe just 2 or 3, I don't know. But all I do know is that I'm doing it and I'm going through with it. And that's what it means by the end of a matter is better than its beginning. You know, our starting walk with God is important. We do have to take that step, but we have to keep walking. We have to keep trying. And then for this channel, you know, if there's a challenge that you fail, it doesn't mean you've failed permanently. We've talked about this before. You got to dust yourself off and keep going. You can't be too harsh on yourself. And this is certainly coming from experience because, man, I am crucially hard on myself. And I'm not being patient enough with myself when I do end up failing a challenge or letting myself down or someone else down. And then I'll immediately just say, man, I could have been better. I could have done this better. And I'm just being mean to myself, you know, and I'm not really giving myself enough patience to grow. And patience is very important in any walk of life. But for this channel, just remember, if you fail a challenge or anything, remember that, well, God's grace is wonderful, and you should pick yourself up and keep trying because the end is more important than the beginning, and you should be patient. Thank you, St. Andrew's Assembly, for letting me use the space, and thank you, Women's Ministry, for letting me use the room. Much appreciated. If you are going to participate in the challenge this week, let me know how you're going to do. If you play video games or not, if you're going to pick an alternative. And if you like the content, please, of course, like and subscribe. You can also catch us on Instagram and on TikTok. I still kind of hate saying that, but yes, on TikTok as well. There's different content you'll find on both of those. You'll find little bite-sized pieces on TikTok of what the challenges are for every week. But if you want full content, continue watching on YouTube. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Oh, Dustin does a wink, doesn't he? Well, we'll just let Dustin do that.